Everybody trying to be content creators and trying to go viral. You want to go viral?
Okay, you want to go viral. Let's go viral then.
Say let.
Let go.
Let's embrace it. Let's love it. Let's enjoy it. And let's give them the experience of their life. That's Roswell for you, baby. Come together. And guys, this is Speaking Out Loud. I appreciate you guys joining us. Don't forget to share and dance like you just don't care. It's early in the morning. Let's have a day. And like I said, be a friend. Tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Shout out PMS.
Good morning. Welcome to Speaking Out Loud. I am your host, Rene Ruiz, and along with me is the man with the bias, the man with the tries, the one with the broad chest, the one and only John Borba. Good morning, bro. How you feeling?
We're good.
The mornings are getting easier and easier as we close the book on the NFL Week 6 that was upon us. A lot of upsets, especially last night, JB. Some things happened that a lot of people didn't expect, including ourselves. The Buffalo Bills dropped back-to-back games last night with Bijan Robinson running it down their throat with the addition of Drake London also putting it down their throat. You know, this game probably isn't as close if Drake London scores that touchdown right before going into halftime. We're talking about inches. This is a game of inches, and we saw that yesterday. Josh Allen had multiple opportunities to take the lead as they're driving down there in the fourth quarter. They had JB. They had back-to-back 3-and-outs. Tough look for the Buffalo offense. It seems like there's a lot of question marks, and they're being exposed now, as Jay said before the show. The Patriots seem to have opened up the playbook on how to beat the Bills. What do you think about last night's game, Bills and Falcons?
Man, first of all, the thing that kind of stands out, like Falcons defense is they've kind of turned it around. That's what they've been known for a lack of, the last few years, is having a solid defense. And now this year, man, the secondary it's pretty solid. You got a good rush with some of those rookies. James Pierce in there now. I mean, that defense is kind of flying around. And Michael Penix, one thing that we saw this week was he's getting the ball out quick. Now he's starting to find his playmakers. He's already had that connection, I think, with Bijan since week 1. But now getting the other guys kind of involved. Drake London looked a little bit more involved than I've seen him in the past. Just getting a little bit more comfortable in the offense was the biggest thing. And, of course, the run game. I mean, right now Bijan he's tearing it up, man. Like, it's hard to stop him. And now that he's, turning into more of a receiving back too, like, man, dude, he's a beast out there. But they're doing enough, to make Michael Penix look pretty decent.
Bijan had multiple explosive plays. I mean, he went 19 carries for 170 yards, 1 touchdown, had himself a day. If you're a fantasy owner, I'm sure you were applauding yourself for first-round draft pick that you made. The Falcons winning 24-14. JB, you mentioned that defense. They're being led by, there's a team in New York where it's kind of blowing up right now. Not the Giants, but we're talking the Jets, Jets. Kind of seem to be losing their marbles over there. But they fired Robert Saleh midseason last year, around this time, right? And along with that, they gave the head coaching job to the guy that was right under him, his assistant, his right-hand man. And then they went on and let him go as well. And you're probably wondering who that man is and where he came from. Mr. Jeff Ulbrich. Do you remember him, JB? Took over Robert Saleh right after. And now he's the DC for the Atlanta Falcons. So you're wondering how come the Atlanta Falcons are buzzing. It's that Robert Saleh tree. It's taking its effect, and you can see the misery that the Jets are going through right now, especially defensively. JB, whenever you see this, I mean, you got to feel somewhat sorry for the Jets. And two, the Falcons got themselves a steal, huh?
Falcons got some guys. I mean, and it all kind of starts with the head coaching position. Raheem Moore.
Yeah, Raheem has arrived.
Yeah,
there's a lot of shit being talked about him last year.
Yeah, he was one of the guys that I wanted, like, the Vikings to pick up. Like one of the guys on the radar. Got a solid, coaching. He's a defensive guy too. So that helps, for sure. So I just think they're young, they're fast, and they're going to be led. Michael Penix is kind of he's got to lead that ship. You know what I mean? So, and they did
Yeah.
enough.
Yep.
They did enough. What's really good? What's really good about that matchup, what was really good about it, and I was interesting to see it. It was interesting to see is I think the Falcons were one of the best run defenses in the league, if I remember correctly. So going up against the Bills team that obviously they like to run the ball, and James Cook didn't really have the greatest days, the greatest of days, and they're not finding ways to get him the ball outside of the backfield. Like, dude, like you're literally looking at what the Falcons are doing. They're running and throwing to Bijan. Like James Cook is literally one of the best dual threat backs, and I don't know why they don't use him in the pass game. That's been a knock on their offense. Like obviously you don't have a number one wide receiver out there. You got some good tight ends, but like you got to get James Cook involved in the passing game. I don't know why they've gone away from that. They don't really do that consistently, and why? Like it kind of blows my mind. So their offense is getting kind of exposed for the lack of explosiveness. So what the heck, dude?
And you
Like,
know what? You know what, JB? With that being said, I mean that raises our eyebrows immediately to what we've been kind of speaking out since the beginning of the season is Sean McDermott. Like at some point during the season, we're gonna get to the point where it's like, all right, we've peaked with Sean McDermott. Now we need another voice to come into this locker room and really bring out the best in this team. I mean, the only example that I can think of off the top of my head right now is whenever we saw the transition from Mark Jackson to Steve Kerr. Like there was a lot of I mean, there's still a lot of like um finger pointing to say like, oh, Mark Jackson was already developing these guys, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. Sure, maybe, possibly, but we saw the end results of bringing in that different voice that was going to be able to put these guys in an offensive position because we've seen. Like for example, not to stay on basketball on the Warriors, but like from the Warriors with Mark Jackson, they were known as this gritty defensive team where they're just gonna they're gonna beat you with pace, right? And then with the Bills, like it seems to be like we've seen their defense be top 5 in the league and their offense held them back at that point. And then we've seen their offense be great, but then their defense holds them back. And now we're at that point where it's like we've kind of plateaued ourselves with this management, and it might be time. It might be time. It might be time to look past Sean McDermott and maybe see about getting someone that can elevate this team. I mean, I hate to put pressure on Sean McDermott, probably not deserved, but at some point it's like, all right, this isn't working. And it doesn't mean that you don't like him. We can thank him for his services for what he did for Buffalo, but it's just for whatever reason, you're not getting over the hump. And at some point, we got to raise our eyebrows and ask, like, is he the guy that's going to get us to the promised land? Because ultimately, you look at this Buffalo team, and it's hard to care about the regular season, right? We've already seen what they're capable of. It's like we almost expect it. We're just kind of waiting for the AFC Championship for this team. It's it's gross. It's disgusting that we do that, but that's the position they put themselves in, and congratulations to them. That's the standard for them right now. A lot of teams are barely trying to just sneak into the playoffs. I mean, look at the Cowboys, right? We're like just let's get in the dance. Let's just get in the dance. This team's standard is to get to the AFC Championship, and that's all they care about right now. And can they get over that hump? And as of right now, JB, I don't know that. I don't know that this Buffalo team gets over the hump just because they've played to the level of their competition so much that it's probably you get the feeling that it's probably gonna happen again. It's probably gonna happen again.
I don't know if you just get rid of McDermott like that. Like I think there's a lot of factors into it right now. We're reaching towards that midpoint of the season. You're gonna have a couple games where you just lapse. I think that's a common thing for some of these top teams. But then there's other teams trying to figure it out still. You see the projection of the Chiefs. You see now kind of the downfall of the Bills where they're just kind of maybe they're coasting a little bit. I don't know, but they got some issues too. Like every team has some issues right now. There's
Maybe they're
no
looking
just
ahead.
yeah, they might be looking ahead. Maybe they just overlooked this game, but like also you're having issues on offense, like the last couple drives they're trying to throw deep to Shavers. Like, dude, who never heard the name in my life? And meanwhile, you got your deep threat guy, Keon Coleman, who you got spent what a first round pick on or something like that, an early round pick on last year, and just nowhere to be found. So it's like questionable of who you're putting into position to make these plays. You're not using James Cook to the best of his abilities. Like, I don't know, man, and it's frustrating because it's like you see it from our perspective, and like, why aren't we using these guys? Same thing, kind of in Philly. You know what's going on in Philly? All this kind of stuff. Not using the guys at the best of their abilities, things, but I think it's just ups and downs. It's ups and downs of the regular season for a team like the Bills, and I don't think you're quick to make a move. We've talked about this before in the past with McDermott, but I think you just gotta write it out. You got to figure it out with the offensively and defensively. Defensively, I think they were missing a couple guys. I think they might have been missing a linebacker or two. That kind of affects the game, especially for on the second level with Bijan, where he likes to obviously make plays on the second and third level of the defense. So things like that will get exposed. It's a matchup thing too, and that was just not a good matchup for the Bills yesterday, and it showed. Yeah.
Yep. And if you watch the pregame show, Dan Aronofsky did call it, and at half, I did throw out a tweet and I said, should we take the Bills money line for the comeback? Des Bryant then retweeted and said, yes. Luckily, my bookie, Mr. Earl Robinson, did not get my text, or he didn't read my text immediately. So by the time he saw it, the odds had already changed and there was no point in taking the upset or the comebacks on both the Commanders and the Buffalo Bills. So I kind of dodged a bullet there just a little bit. But man, what a group of games we had yesterday.
Yeah.
JB, I was complaining a little bit about the Monday night games whenever they have two, because it's a little
Me
too
too.
early of a start. Like you get out of work, you're kind of running just to kind of catch the game. Or I mean, most of us, I'm sure, we just throw that sucker on the phone, right? At this point, 2025, you're not running to your TV anymore. You're just
Yeah.
throwing the game on your phone, which is what I did. So let me not lie. Let me not lie there. But JB, we'll transition from that Bills game. We'll probably touch back here in just a second. We did get a comment from Aaron Melendez here. He said Vikings going down this week, 34-21. You did touch on the Eagles just a bit there to end your statement. And Buffalo, hey, maybe AJ Brown. What do they have to offer though? I think that's a lot of the questions whenever we start bringing up the AJ Brown getting traded out of Philadelphia is like, what would another team have to offer the Philadelphia Eagles for an all pro, maybe future Hall of Famer if he gets out of Philadelphia, just depending on what he looks like going forward. But what realistic team to you, just off the top of your head, because this is kind of a out of nowhere question for you here. I didn't really give you a chance to prepare for it, but just out of the top of your head here, what's a good landing spot for AJ Brown? Not necessarily what can a team give up for him, just what's a good landing spot for us here?
Man, obviously, this point of AJ Brown's career, right? We're trying to make the Hall of Fame at this point, right? That's what I'm thinking. You're at the
That's what it
reaching
feels like.
towards the
What he
end,
feels, right?
right? Reaching towards the end of his prime. You got to play with a contender. I'm looking at an up and coming team, either like the New England Patriots, where he can, like that team's up and coming, right? They're up and coming, and then you got the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 4-1. They need a little bit of help at that second wide receiver spot. That's a low key decent spot. Like I'm thinking, if
That
I
might
do
be the
ship this
best
guy
spot.
out, if I'm Philly and I ship this guy out, I'm shipping him as far as I can away from us. That's from an AFC. Go over there, but Philly, I don't know. I don't know what Philly wants to do. You know, Yeah, AJ won't
I'm
go
Philly.
anywhere,
I'm Philly.
but the Patriots. See, I think it might be something like the Patriots, a young upcoming team with a gunslinger like Drake May. I don't. That's why I wouldn't say Pittsburgh, just because Aaron Rodgers ain't going to be there for might be there one and done. This might be the last
You know
run
what?
with A Rod.
If
So
I'm the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm sending AJ Brown's butt to New York. I'm sending him to the Jets and give me back Sauce Gardner.
Hey, send him
Why not?
to the Giants. Send
Send
him to
him,
the Giants.
send him to New York. No, send him to the Jets for Sauce Gardner. That that seems like a that seems like a solid trade. Allow Devontae Smith to be your number one, and then now you got to shut down corner in Philly. Do I want to help Philly out? No, but
Is he
that
a
just
shutdown
seems off
corner
the
now?
top. It's the Jets. You can only guard for so long. We can't do this to Sauce. We can't do this to Sauce because he's on
Dude's
a
been
on a
holding.
shitty
Dude's
team.
been
He's in
holding
an
his
island,
whole entire life. Dude's been holding his.
and
I
he's
think
just being called
I
for
don't.
it.
I'm not sold on Sauce.
I don't know,
Dude
brother.
is dude is
I don't know.
he's
You put
physical, but he holds. He holds way too much.
we've seen Sauce
No, I haven't seen
early
Sauce. I haven't seen Sauce early or late or in
this year.
between.
This year, with Robert Sala, guy was a dog. I think it's just a scheme. I think it's just the team that he's on right now. I, I'm that's what I'm thinking. I'm send AJ Brown to the Jets and let's get Sauce Gardner to Philly. We want to Philly. Sauce wants to win, and it seems like that would be a perfect fit for his swagger
Not sold
and
on
his
Sauce.
moxie.
I
Get him,
100%
yeah,
agree. I think
so
Sauce
much
has been
sauce. You send him to
overrated
Philly,
since he's came into the
sauced up.
league. Sauce has been
You're right.
overrated since he came into the league. You wouldn't know because when's the last time the Cowboys have had a good corner?
Yo, chill. We do. Deron Bland, Trayvon
You
Diggs.
just you just don't know good cornerback play. Diggs is a ball hawk. He ain't
You
a
remember
good
that boy?
corner.
You remember that boy Terrence Newman?
Yeah, I remember him. He played for Minnesota.
You remember that boy Terrence Newman? Yeah, that was a lockdown corner for a little bit.
Chill.
Overrated on no, I disagree, bro. Let's relax.
I agree.
We're trying to rip on Sauce here, but when we start pulling up the stats up until this year, we can't count this year because that team is just awful, 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 awful. But JB, Caleb Williams leads his Chicago Bears to a win over the Washington Commanders. The Washington Commanders fall to 3-3, 2-1 in the division, where they head over this weekend to play my Dallas Cowboys. Um, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing for us. Maybe we just
Man,
Chicago woke up a little bit of a beast with the Washington Commanders, but Caleb Williams final drive, keeping his composure to go down and kick a game-winning field goal. JB, are you are you excited if you're a Chicago Bears fan after what you saw last night?
I think you've been excited since week one. Like you're like, damn, like yeah, we lost week one. You know that the whole Vikings comeback thing, but it's different. It's different in Chicago, and like for Chicago, you got to be optimistic about it. You know what I mean? You got to be optimistic about it. So, but dang man, Chicago, like yeah, Caleb Williams, obviously. I think he's making strides. I think that whole team is improving a little bit each week, and that's what we're seeing. Like we're seeing a team that is improving each week, understanding the Ben Johnson. Um, mindset, mentality, scheme, understanding the offense a little bit better. Guys are going off. You know, DeAndre Swift had a good game, and
Swift was
sometimes
good.
you need a little bit of luck on your side. You know, that game last year we saw what happened. You know, which ultimately derailed Chicago the rest of the year. That Hail Mary.
Yeah,
So
for
you know, it's just
for sure.
it's adapting the new mindset. It's adapting to the new culture. Like they're optimistic and I mean, for
Yeah,
Chicago, they go into New Orleans this next week. Like you have a chance to be 4-2, and on top of first place in this division, which is kind of crazy, you know. And
who
you know,
would have
Minnesota's
thought?
got a big game coming up too. But I mean, you know, we'll see. It's getting interesting. It's getting interesting in the NFC for
I tell
sure.
you what, if you're Chicago, you're waking up Sunday mornings a little more juice. You're a little
Yeah,
more excited. It feels like you got a future in front of you. Caleb Williams going for 17 for 29 for 252 yards, averaging 8.7 yards a throw. Had one touchdown. JB DeAndre Swift did. It helps when you have a running game, and DeAndre Swift did show up yesterday with 14 carries and 108 yards. I think that's one thing that they got to continue to establish. That's what worked for Ben Johnson in Detroit is establishing that running game. And if he can establish that in Chicago, boy, does the future look bright. You know, pulling off that win 25-24 with the game winning field goal. I mean, I feel good if I'm Chicago. I think if depending on what your expectations were, I think your expectations were not necessarily to win the division, but to sneak into the playoffs as a wild card. And I think right now they're setting themselves up pretty good, JB.
Like this whole NFC, like you're looking at a lot of wild card teams.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought.
A lot of wild card teams in the NFC right now.
It's so open. It's so open. I did like this morning when I woke up. Well, I guess last night when I'm going to bed, seeing these two upsets. I thought to myself, or Nate shot a text to our group chat, and not Nate. I apologize. Cheats sent a text to our group chat saying, Renee is going to find a way to make this Cowboys loss a positive. And whenever I first saw that, I'm like, yeah, I don't know how I spin this. I don't know how I can make ourselves feel good waking up Tuesday morning as a Cowboys fan. And then last night, just brought me back to life. Dallas Stars hockey's back. Football's back this Sunday, JB. We play the Commanders. We just lost. Don't look great. Don't look great at all. Although we are good at making any quarterback look like an all-pro.
Start everyone.
But it's possible that is going to happen.
Start everyone on the Commanders. Start everyone.
Yo, relax, JB. I was about to give my spiel, about to go on my little therapy session that we typically have throughout the week. We're done with the therapy. Is there a positive way to look at this? I don't know. I haven't found it yet. And yesterday, JB, our head coach came out, and this is what he said to actually somewhat defend Eberflus. I don't know how I feel about it, but let me go ahead and read this to you, JB. This is what Matt Eberflus said yesterday. Let me go ahead and bring it up to you. He said, Cowboys coach Brian, I'm Schottenheimer on defensive coordinator Matt Eberflus. I've been Matt. I've been a coordinator, and I've been where people are calling you out and saying you don't know how to coach. And man, this guy is the worst coach in history. Matt Eberflus is a damn good football coach. We have to perform better, but I've been him. So part of me being in the defensive meeting room is to help and assess, to tell him I believe in him. I understand what he's going through. It sucks. It's no fun. We're going to ride this thing out, and we'll play better. We really will. Well, our defense has looked about as good as my reading there, JB. Awful. Bro, what grade did I graduate? Oh, my goodness. That was a tough. I saw your face. I'm like, oh, that's a tough read. That was a tough read. Oh man, let's read this. Borba, would you say the Vikings are worse? Damn, bro, I can't read to save my life. Borba, would you say the Vikings are worst team in y'all's division as of right now? He's saying it wasn't me. That was actually his text. So I sound a little slow, but it was what I was actually reading.
Text, yeah.
We're gonna get past this Cowboy stuff. So,
as far as Vikings being the
worst in your division right now. In your division.
No. No,
you didn't even believe that.
We're still third best. I'll take us over Chicago. Like, give us a healthy team. I think once we settle a little bit, once we figure out this QB situation, like,
but when does healthy happen? When does healthy happen?
It's happening now. It's happening now. Now, Wentz has a significant shoulder injury. I've been reading on it. So Wentz might be playing. I think Wentz is playing this week, first of all, against Philly. Redemption game.
Okay.
Hey, book it. But I think he's playing with a significant shoulder injury. He got took out of the game 2 weeks ago against Cleveland. And there's my dog in the back. But but I think he's playing with an injury, but now our offensive line is starting to get healthy again, right? We're starting to get Blake Cashman, our middle linebacker on defense, coming back. He kind of patrols the defense too, sideline to sideline type of guy. We're getting healthy. I don't know if you bring 100%. I think we got to bring back JJ. Now, Kevin O'Connell and that coaching staff is stating we got to get a full week of practice from JJ McCarthy, and he's still not practicing. We have not had that yet. So, and I don't know if it happens this week. If it does happen this week, then he's going to play. If it doesn't, then Wentz is going to be in. And I think right now is a perfect week either for Wentz or JJ to play. Like, I think it's a perfect week. I think that defense, Philly's defense right now is vulnerable. Quinyon Mitchell, he's got a hamstring injury. And I don't know.
JB, sorry to cut you off, but I mean, we've been on a bye. We've been preparing for Philadelphia for 2 weeks, and when I say we, I'm talking Minnesota Vikings here. We've been on a bye. We've been preparing for 2 weeks. Do you think JJ McCarthy? You think they're going to trot him out? Really?
It
Regardless
depends.
if he practices this week, like you've been preparing for Philadelphia since last week. I'm assuming Carson Wentz was the primary quarterback in that game plan. Like, there's no way they make this last minute switch to bring in JJ McCarthy for Carson Wentz. Like, for
I don't
me,
know.
just based off of what you said, it feels like it's 100% lean on Carson Wentz to lead this team against Philadelphia Eagles. And the storyline there, JB, oh, that's going to be fun. That's Carson Wentz going back to Philadelphia, the team that kind of sent him off on his way to have the downfall, one of the craziest downfalls we've ever seen, because it's been. I mean, it's like the stock market when you watch this guy play. Has some really good highs, but damn, that low is tough. The lows are tough, 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 and they happen sporadically. I mean, they happen mid game. Like first quarter, you'll be like, "Holy crap, we got Carson Wentz, MVP caliber quarterback," and then out of nowhere, he's like throws it directly straight to the opposing team. Maybe pick six, sometimes not a pick six. Roller coaster, whirlwind of a guy. What did you? I think you referred to him once as like the Farley's door. That's a restaurant here in Roswell where the door just spins around
That
over
was
and over and
offensive
over and over.
line. That was offensive line.
Offensive line. Oh, okay, my bad. Wrong description. But hey, same experience with Carson Wentz. You get on one of them suckers and you just start spinning around, and until you gain your consciousness back, then you see bright eye view. Carson Wentz, maybe potentially MVP caliber guy, and we might see him. We might see it against Philadelphia. Why not? Why not against the team that
I don't see
sent you
why
off?
not. I don't see Philadelphia's defense at all being a threat at all. Like we should be able
At all.
to do what we need to do against Philly's defense. 100%.
Yeah, we gotta. I haven't
100%.
dug into them for next week as far as like what their injury report looks like, but Jordan Davis, he's been out, right?
Well, Jalen Carter
That's
was
a
out.
key fact.
Jalen
Or
Carter.
Jalen Carter is out. I
Jalen
mean,
Carter
that's a
was out.
massive, massive,
Quinyon
massive
Mitchell.
piece to miss.
Quinyon Mitchell pulled
Another,
out
not to
middle
use
of the
excuses,
game,
not to use excuses for
hamstring.
this Philadelphia team. I personally hate Philadelphia, but I have to be non-biased here, and we do have to point out that
There's a
they
lot
are
of new
missing some of their
starters.
best defensive players.
A lot of new starters on that
That-
defense right now, and obviously they're having issues offensively. Don't know what to do. Saquon's having kind of a down year.
Yo, the Philadelphia Eagles might have the BBL of the season. Like, this team is 2 moves away from just making the craziest mid-season adjustments, like we just talked about. AJ Brown, what you can get for him. I mean, if they could go in and if they could honestly make a move for like a Sauce Gardner. Sauce is just an example, but that's the possibilities that they can do with AJ Brown, right? So let's just say they went to go get Sauce Gardner, right? Mike McDaniels is probably we're just waiting for the announcement at this point. Waiting for the announcement on Mike McDaniels. If he gets fired, could you imagine if Philadelphia goes and gets Mike McDaniel as the OC? I mean, Doug Peterson has came out on Part of My Takes pod and said he'd be willing to come back to Philadelphia in some type of offensive role. I mean, that Super Bowl champ right there won them one. Why not? Why not bring in a different voice for the Philadelphia's offense right now? For what a bunch of talking heads on ESPN are calling it the most basic football ever of all time happening in Philadelphia on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, the makeup that can happen right now, Mike McDaniels and Sauce Gardner. I would be personally, I'd be scared. I'd be nervous. But also, Cowboys make a move. Free Max Crosby. It's got to happen today, JB. It's got to happen
It's not
today.
gonna
Let's see
happen.
what Aaron. I'm sorry, bro, for not being able to pronounce your last name there. You're my cousin. I should know this. What's wrong with me? It's on the offensive coordinating. It's so trash. You only give Saquon 3 different running plays, and they're all down the middle. Philadelphia fans down in the dumps. You want to take a shot at them right now, or we're not ready? We're not until tomorrow. We're not gonna end up.
I'll chill on my Philly
We're not.
slander.
We're not gonna amp it up until Thursday. The Philly slander starts on Thursday, right?
Yeah, we gotta come in tough. Like I think this is our game to lose. Like you know what I mean? Like I really do. I really do. I think this is the turning. The tides are gonna start to turn in Minnesota. We're gonna get something rolling.
Yeah, sure. So are we. That's how confident I feel. But I was talking about
The
Mike
tides are
McDaniels,
turning,
JB.
baby.
Mike McDaniels had a response to what we watched yesterday from Tua Tagovailoa, kind of throwing his coaching staff under the bus there. Also, some people felt like it was the players as well. I thought it was the organization and the coach. But let's hear what his response was. This is an extremely long video, so we're gonna kind of cut it short. But let's see what he says here from the start, JB.
Well, I mean, now that I've heard of them, you guys caught me before I heard them, so it was kind of like, I mean, it doesn't surprise me whatever reaction. I think, regardless of an intent and what was onto his mind after a loss as the franchise quarterback. That's not the forum to displace that. I think he knows that now. I do honestly believe it was not. There's no ill intention, but you're talking about I think kind of a misguided representation of player orchestrated film sessions, and the bottom line is no one's going to be happy, and always is looking for reasons for failure to succeed. So you're trying to look for reasons that.
I can't, dude.
Oh
I don't even know what we're
no.
talking about anymore. I don't know what happened. I don't know, man. That guy is just so fried, dude. Like you can mistake him for literally just a rich white kid in his parents' basement playing Grand Theft Auto all day. Like I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's just
Yo, what a shot. What a shot. Mike McDaniels reminds you of a rich kid in his dad's college base or in his dad's basement, parents' basement. JB, what a shot. Bang bang, throwing the shots there, JB. Mike McDaniels. It sounds like he's not happy. He's not happy with Tua's response. Felt like he could have kept it in locker room, which a lot of people said there's, some things that you just got to keep within
yeah.
the room. I personally
That's what I was saying.
feel Tua was taking a shot at the organization. Maybe he's already said a couple things, and it seems like nothing seems to be like it's just going over management's head. And at this point, too, is probably. I mean, I would feel pretty frustrated, especially because this last game wasn't on him. He does drive him down, put him in a position to win, and the defense. I mean, you could point the finger at the defense during that last drive. Yo, I get it. It's 4 quarters. You got to play the entire game, right? So you can't just point at one play or one drive. But when your quarterback puts you in a position to win, gives you the lead with 40 seconds left, and you can't get a stop, come on. Help
It's
this guy.
frustrating. It's another loss.
Yeah.
It's just another loss, and it's frustrating.
And that's another loss of a team that's been in it, been in a bunch of
Yeah.
close games, blowing leads. I mean, this team is a possession away each game from being 5-1 at this point, really. And right now they're having the biggest crash out in the NFL, and it's being displayed in front of the world to see. And it's such a shame what's going on out there in Miami. But hey, they're going to become sellers here pretty soon, so one of our teams may potentially benefit from it. So crash out, crash out. Whatever you do, do not send Mike McDaniels to Philadelphia. That will not be good for the NFC East, which some people are calling the NFC least. JB, what are your thoughts on the NFC East right now? Where do you stack them with other NFC divisions?
Right now, I mean, even the NFC South right now is looking a little bit better with the emergence of the Falcons. Saints are becoming slightly respectable. Spencer Rattler's making a little bit of strides, but even the Panthers. I mean, the Panthers are pulling up off wins. You know all about that, but you know,
Oh, relax.
right now I think the NFC East might be the NFC least. Like I think they're the worst division right now in the NFC.
We are.
You have no who do you got over there right now? Like right now, that whole division looks very vulnerable. The Commanders, they don't look like the same team. Commanders don't look like the same team.
This is why we have a chance, JB. This is why
Dak don't play
we
on
have a chance.
defense. Dak don't play on defense.
That's very true. Very true statement. He
He just
doesn't.
don't play
He does
defense.
not. But we have a chance. We have a chance, and for you to say we are the worst team in the NFC East is slightly disrespectful because that's
I
just
said
you
the
riding
worst
high.
division
That's
in
you.
the NFC. I didn't say
Oh,
you
my bad.
guys were the worst team in the. You still got the Giants, which you guys barely beat in overtime. You guys got the Commanders coming up. We'll see about that.
Yeah,
We'll see about that.
my little sensitive ass, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I'm in
He
my
thought I
feelings.
was
I'm in
immediately
my.
taking a shot. Immediately taking a
I
shot.
said,
No,
no, you're not. We have Dak Prescott.
yeah, like come on, dude. Real quick to pull out the Dak Prescott jersey out of everything. Like, yeah, dude. But like literally
Sorry.
we didn't see a winner, right? No one won. Oh, except of course the Giants. The Giants were the
Well,
only
someone
winner.
had to win.
Someone had to
Someone
win
had
in
to
that
win, right?
division, and the only team
Yeah,
that won was
yeah.
the Giants. Like right now, that whole division is weak right now. That whole division is very
It's
weak.
tough.
A lot of questions everywhere. Right now, you're seeing the emergence of the NFC South. You're seeing the NFC North already. Like every team is winning, or every team does have a winning record in the North. Um, in the West, you got the Rams, you got the 49ers still, even though they're, of course, just half their team is on the injury report. But I mean, the Seahawks look tough. Like I think there might only be one team to come out of the NFC East this year. I don't know who it is. No idea at this point.
But we could do that. We could do that little song and
That's what's
dance.
positive to look
Just
forward to. That's what you
we
need
could
to
do
look
that.
forward to. Is that your division is so
Prisoner
bad
of the
you guys
moment.
might still win it.
Yes, that's what keeps us hope. But most importantly, the NFC is so open that we can still get into the playoffs. Honestly, it's still early. A lot of football to be played. We are only opening the door to week 7 right now. So the possibilities of anything happening right now is just open for the taking. And that's what this weekend was.
Open for the taking.
This weekend was a reminder that the NFL on both sides is so open. I mean, just about a week or two ago, we were talking about the crash out that was happening in Kansas City. Team is slowly getting healthy, getting healthy. Right before the show, Borba goes, "Man, I hate to say this, but feels like the Chiefs are the Chiefs and they're back." And that's what it feels like, right, JB?
You can run, you can hide, but you can't escape the Kansas City Chiefs right now. I hate to say it.
Bars. Say it one more time so they can hear it, JB.
You can run, you can hide, but you will not escape the Kansas City Chiefs. They're coming back. Whether you hate them, whether you love them, you can't stand them. You hate Mahomes. You hate the Swifties. You hate Kelsey. You hate the Arrowhead. Whatever. You just hate red. It don't matter. I think they're back. I think they're back.
Chiefs. And the home of the Chiefs. Dang, man, the Chiefs might be all the way back, JB. But real quick, before I let you go, JB will be leaving us slightly early, maybe 10 minutes early. But while we have him, let's use that big old brain of his to explain to us the diss that Mike Tomlin threw at the Cleveland Browns. Do you want to, JB? Let me show you what Mike Tomlin said and what the reaction from the folks in Cleveland were. Let's see, 92.3 the fan here. Let's see what they had to say. My apologies, JB. I should have this up a lot quicker, JB. I should have this up a lot quicker here.
Andrew Berry must be a lot smarter than me or us because it doesn't, to be honest, it was shocking to me. Andrew Berry must be a lot smarter than me or us because it doesn't make sense to me to trade a quarterback that you think enough of to make your opening day starter to a division opponent that's hurting in that area. But that's just my personal feelings.
That's the personal feeling of Mike Tomlin.
Boom.
Head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers at his
He doesn't
press
say
conference.
stuff like that.
No, at his press conference today. They play on Thursday, so he was speaking today. Talking about the
JB throwing some shots. It didn't sound like he was too happy about the Browns trading Joe Flacco to your own division to help out the Cincinnati Bengals, regardless of the way regardless of what we think or what we've seen of Joe Flacco. Like Mike Tomlin said, they must have thought highly of him to bring him out as the starter and to just trade him to a division opponent doesn't make sense. from a logistical standpoint, why are you trying to help out a team that's already grasping for air, just looking for a couple wins until Joe Burrow comes back? Why? Why? As Cleveland Browns, the poor fans of that state, what's your reaction to it, JB? And yes, Cheech, yes, talk yo ish. I like that Mike Tomlin came out and said a little something. Come on, you idiots. Get a brain. This might have gotten Eric Berry fired. Honestly. After this week, wouldn't be surprised if they just unload, get rid of Stefanski's on the hot seat. Now the GM too. They might have to haul them out, all of them, and bring in a new voice. Who is it? Not sure. Rex Ryan seems to want to pick up the phone. I don't know. I mean, he's been out of the league for so long. That's a joke, right? We probably don't want him. We want some nuance. We want some young fella, someone to come change this organization. Someone like a Mike McDaniel from Seattle or McDonald. My bad. Someone like that, right? What are your thoughts on Cleveland right now, JB? I hate to always bring up Cleveland, but it seems like they somehow find their way to every algorithm out here in the world right now.
First of all, Cleveland is paying 8 quarterbacks. Second of all, by saying that, man, is Tomlin scared? Are the Steelers scared of Joe Flacco?
It sounds like it. It sounds like it
Let's
just a
turn it
little
a little
bit.
bit. Let's stir it up a little bit. Like like Mike Tomlin's been playing Joe Flacco for 15 plus years, right? Like the last thing he wants to do is see Flacco again throwing to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. Like that's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. I don't know. But
Yeah, it's
yeah, any trades within the division, like I don't like it myself. I personally don't like trades in our division or guys signing within the division, going from one team to another. You see that it's pretty often, but it's kind of what these players are familiar with, like inside the division too. But I mean, it sounds like Mike Tomlin's a little scared. He's a little scared of Joe Flacco. I don't
ooh,
know.
I'm trying to pull up what his record is against Joe Flacco. Because you're right, JB. That sounds like some nervous energy.
Yeah, like why would
I
he
do
say
agree with
that?
him.
I really don't know why he's saying that. I wouldn't even bring it up.
Yeah, you just let. I mean, I like that he's talking a little ish, but it feels like the little ish that he's throwing is like it does
It
sound.
could
It's a
come
little
off.
scared energy.
It
You're
could come
right.
off as a little scary.
Are the Steelers a little nervous? I know Cheech, big Steeler enthusiast here that is part of our show. He's in the weeds of it for us, but he did come on and say, "Hey, it was nice to kind of have a kickback Sunday where you just know that your team's gonna win and you're not so worried about the chaos that's happening on TV." That's what Cheech told us, and it Mike Tomlin's tone tells us a different story here, JB. It does come off a little nervous. Uh, Steeler fans feeling nervous going into Sunday already on a Tuesday? This happened yesterday, so that would have been by the start of the week. They turned the chapter from a brilliant win that they just had against the Bengals. I mean, my apologies. Dang, stuck from a great performance from the defense and offense. Aaron Rodgers looked good. DK Metcalf. It seems like the connection is starting. They're starting to get some flow here, and now we got to pump the brakes because Mike Tomlin sounds a little nervous going against Joe Flacco. JB, I don't like. I don't like the nervous energy coming out of that squad right now. Now that you mention it,
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, buddy.
And I don't know. If I'm the Steelers right now, I feel good about what's going on. The defense is starting to come to life. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is getting the ball out as quick as he has at any point of his career. So, like, he's not trying to get hit. He's not trying to expose the offensive line for maybe not having the best pass protection. But yeah, it does sound like Tomlin's giving off a little bit of scary energy. So, I mean, and it's a short week. So Chicha said they play on Thursday. Steelers are going to play on Thursday. So it's a short week to prepare, obviously. But you know, it's going to be an interesting game. All these division games, and right now, honestly, right now, like the Cincinnati Bengals are holding on for dear life. They're holding on for dear life right now. If they can be 6-7 by the time Joe Burrow is healthy, then maybe you make a little bit of run. Maybe you put him back in the lineup. But if you're, if you go 3 or 4 games under 500, season's over, man. Season's over. You wrap it up. So this is a big game for Cincinnati right now, who came into the season with like high hopes. Like, we're gonna get this offense rolling. We're gonna win with Burrow. We're gonna win with Chase Brown. We're gonna win with Jamar Chase. We're gonna win with T. Higgins. We're gonna outscore you. We're just gonna be better than you. That's kind of the mentality that the Bengals are taking into this season. Not having the best defense by far, kind of relying on those guys. That's why you pay them. Carry us, put up a lot of points, and let's get these wins. And now that that's not happening, obviously it's a disappointing year so far for Cincinnati. They're hanging on. They're hanging on. It's early, but this might be the game that's kind of, it's a big game. It's a big game for Cincinnati at least.
This is a revival game for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think this game determines whether or not we're going to see Joe Burrow back at all this year. I mean, he's already going to be out for so long, but at what point do you go, let's just get him ready for next year? And I think that's this Thursday night on Prime.
You might have to start looking at things a little bit differently.
Yep. It's time to just haul it in, get your first round pick, focus on the offensive line, so that way you can save this guy's career, or else we're going to end up with another Andrew Luck situation when someone's retiring a week before the season kicks off and pisses off every fantasy person in the world with a decision like that. That's as of right now, that's where Joe Burrow's career is heading. It's too Andrew Luck like right now. What's happening over there? JB, you know what concerns me about the Pittsburgh Steelers right now is just the fact that we can't get a consistent running game coming from them. This last game against the Cleveland Browns, granted, the Cleveland Browns defense is being wasted out there in Cleveland. We got to acknowledge that. We have to acknowledge that. But we can't feel bad. We can't feel bad for this Browns team or someone like Myles Garrett. Can't feel bad. He took the money this offseason, put out a statement talking about how he's going to leave Cleveland and he feels like he wants to go he wanted more out of the NFL and wants to go out and win, and then turns around, gets offered a ton of money, took the bag, stays in Cleveland. So can't feel bad for a guy who took the bag and still on a losing team. That's kind of how it works sometimes. Whenever you take the majority of the cap, if you're not the reason you're winning, it's probably not going to look good. But for the Pittsburgh Steelers rushing game, JB, they had 28 attempts for only 100 yards. Aaron Rodgers is at his best when he does have an established running game, as most quarterbacks are. I mean, I'm concerned with Pittsburgh Steelers. Maybe they need to make a move here before the trade line in November. Alvin Kamara is up for he's in the trade chatters right now.
Breece Hall.
I think Breece Hall is up in the trade talks right now. I think the Patriot Stevenson is up for trade right now. Who else? What other running backs right now look like they have a possibility of being traded? I think pretty much those are the three. Yeah, those are probably your three best options right now. I mean, if I'm Pittsburgh, I mean, I know they got a lot of expectations for Jalen Warren, but it feels like they probably need to move forward. JB, what's your thoughts on the Steelers running game? And then I'll let you get off to your work, brother.
Well, it's still raining, so I don't know how promising that's looking right now, for my line of work. So I'll have to get an update on that. But if it's still raining, ain't nobody going to be out there. So, but as far as as far as the Pittsburgh run game, I think you have. I don't know if you have to make, because this is draft Keldon Johnson, right? Like he was a second round pick. I mean, you can create a two-headed running attack in Pittsburgh. Maybe they don't feel like he's ready yet, but I don't know if you trade. I think let the season play out in this sense. I don't think you need to trade picks to get a guy like, because Jalen Warren, he's still kind of your scat back guy, but that's why you bring Keldon Johnson in. Like, when is he going to start seeing more of the rock? I think we got to start taking into consideration when the weather gets cold too, and these crappy weather games start to happen, especially in Pittsburgh, like you're gonna have to run the ball. Like that's what you're gonna have to do in Pittsburgh to win. So I think eventually, I think they're still holding hope out for Keldon Johnson to kind of take that role as almost like a bell cow guy. But Jalen Warren can take off some of that heat too because he's a physical runner. He can run outside or inside. So I think you got to start using both of them. You got to start using both of them right now. I think it's early in the year. Maybe they're letting Keldon kind of develop, get a little bit more comfortable in the offense. A little bit better. We have so many picks in next year's draft. So maybe you do make a trade. I don't know. If you got a lot of collateral, if you got a lot of extra picks, maybe you do get a guy that can come in and be kind of that in between the tackles type of runner, physical runner, because they do need that. So I don't know. Maybe they're holding out for Johnson to get a little bit more comfortable, or maybe they do make a trade. I don't know. That's something that is probably being discussed in Pittsburgh that we just guys like us just don't know.
You can't lose this game. On Thursday, you can't lose this game.
No, you really
Like,
can't.
you can't. I know it's week 7, but these are the games. This is the games where you find out honestly what your team is made of. Like these are the games where good teams should do what good teams should do, and that's go out there and put it on them and come out clean. Try to come out injury free. Obviously, that's what everybody tries to do every week, right? But go in there, smash them out, take the long break, regroup, and get ready for week 8. That's what Pittsburgh. That's the mentality Pittsburgh has to have. But man, it's already shaky. I didn't like the comments Mike Tomlin made. I didn't even think the scary energy that he was giving up until you mentioned it just now, JB. So I guess if you're Pittsburgh, you're kind of biting your nails just a little bit. You by Thursday, you probably don't have any more nails to bite on, and then you just hope that your team goes out and does exactly what they were supposed to do. JB, another guy or another news, Lions safety suspended. Brian Branch faces a 1-game suspension for his role in the post-game altercation. Yeah, Jay's playing some highlight clips here, but we can't play those, Jay. They'll copyright. They'll drag us down. I'm telling you, Barbie, don't believe me. But as soon as I end the live,
I want him to drag us down. Let me see it. I want to see it to believe it. Drag us down. Take us down.
No,
we're going under in this ship. Call us the Titanic because I don't care. I want to play football clips, man. I want to play football clips.
JB, copyright, bro. There's rules and regulations for a reason, JB, or everybody would be stealing the NFL's content, throwing it up on every show possible, JB.
Chat, if you guys know what kind of views, can we have like the practice, like the aerial type of view? Can we play that? Just not like the game footage from like a network, you know? Because I'm no audio.
Yeah, it's not the audio that's the issue. It's going to be the actual clip itself. We can't run NFL.
There's
clips.
like booth views and angles, that you can get from games too. Though I don't think they'll take those down. I don't think they'll take those down. For copyright.
Try it. We 100% can't have TV stuff on
TV stuff.
It'll get copyrighted so fast, and then we got to send in the stupid email arguing about why it shouldn't be blah blah blah. I promise you, bro. Our last one,
no logo in it or nothing like that.
Nah, let's save it. We've gotten 58 minutes, and you want to flag the show on the last 2 minutes of the show? That's crazy. We'll try it tomorrow. You guys can come in and join us. We are a live show Monday through Thursday, 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Hey, JB, guess what else? The crew can do? They can call in 575-808-9307. We would love to hear what those beautiful brains of yours are thinking. Speak out loud. Call the show. Let us know what's going on in that brain of yours. Is your team falling apart like mine right now and you don't know what to do? Let us help you get your thoughts together. JB's got a big old massive head on him who's got a couple little thoughts to give out. JB, anything you'd like to tell our listeners?
Honestly, no. Just thanks for tuning in and the support, of course. But let's make it interesting. Let's talk crap. Let's let it fly a little bit out here. So it's always good to get some interaction and get the voices talking. So it's not just me and Renee; it's you guys too. Without y'all, we're nothing. So got to get the viewers involved as much as we can.
Come chat with us. our lovely friends, and let's have a day. Have a good morning. Right now, it's a beautiful rainy day here in Roswell, New Mexico. If you work outside, kind of sucks for myself, kind of sucks, but we will grind through it as our teams do every week. Let's have a hell of a day. We appreciate you joining the show. Remember, we're live Monday through Thursday, 6:30 to 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. You can call in 575-808-9307. We would love to know what you guys have to say. Don't forget to like and share and maybe dance around like you just don't care. Let's have a day. We'll see y'all mañana.
See ya.